Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get too far into anything, I want to go ahead and talk about something very unfortunate. And you guys probably know what I'm going to bring up. I'm going to bring up the incident with fellow YouTuber Turbo Tom. He unfortunately had his last ride the other day in his truck that he basically built from the ground up completely by himself. And it's very unfortunate news. I didn't really sleep the best tonight. I heard it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that I knew Tom like extremely well. I didn't really know the guy very well, but I had talked to him several times at PRI whenever I was working with AirDog. Talked to him at events before, and also we did exchange comments within each other on YouTube videos, and sometimes I'd hop on his live. And yeah, he was just really cool, and we kind of, you know, respected each other for the hustle, both making YouTube videos. But like I said, I'm not gonna make it seem like I know him a bunch, and you know, I just want to say that what I could tell about Turbo Tom was he's probably, without a doubt, the hardest working YouTuber I think I've ever seen. That dude would just get the work done. The amount of work he was doing is easy to watch once it's in a video, but actually being there, the stuff that he was recording, like changing 68 RFEs in the freaking snow in Pennsylvania, the dude was just an absolute animal, and he would do whatever it took to get it done. So rest in peace, Turbo Tom. Really hated to hear that unfortunate news. We have a 2008, I believe, 6.7 Cummins. It's an automatic truck. It's Landon Patterson's truck, actually. And it's got transmission codes P0750, P0700. So we're gonna try to put a solenoid pack in the valve body and see if we can fix it. The truck is just stuck in limp mode. You can clear the codes, it'll kind of go to first gear, but then we very quickly have to jump back to, it just puts itself in fourth gear basically, guys. But this is a Meg Cab truck, really cool truck, honestly. It's not in bad shape at all. It's got some nice wheels on it, some nice weld wheels. It's got a cow hood on it. It's a pretty nasty looking truck. But anyways, guys, so we're going to raise the truck up in the air. If I can find this solenoid pack today, I'm gonna try and get one today. Raise the truck up in the air, drop the pan, pull the valve body, change the solenoid pack, put it back in, fresh fluid, fresh filter, kind of just reset everything, and see what happens, clear the codes, maybe do a quick learn, because it has been in limp mode for a while. So I may quick learn it and try to get everything kind of back up to speed inside the trans. These are self-learning transmissions. There's a lot that goes into these. But he is also prepared if we have to do a rebuild. If it does need a rebuild, you know, he is prepared for that. But I'm really thinking we're gonna maybe be able to get by, and that's gonna fix it. So once again, to sum things up, if you have a 6.7 truck, 68 RFE, you're getting P0700, P0750. This might fix it, so let's dive right into it. Before we get too far into things, I also want to give a huge shout out to all my local customers that watch the videos, and just thank you guys for the amount of business we're getting. Guys, it's getting absolutely insane here at the house with the amount of work we're getting. And yeah, so I want to give you guys a little recap of what has went on a little bit last week that I didn't record because everything was just a madhouse, and also bring you up to speed on what we're doing right now, what's coming in the shop. So we've got a 10 Cummins, getting a AirDog lift pump right here. Devin Scott's truck, it's got a 165 4G, sump should be here tomorrow. We'll throw an AirDog on that guy. And this is Braden Broyles MV5600 truck. I got the transmission back for it already. I got a reman unit for it, put it in, and it instantly didn't have 5th and 6th gear. So now I'm doing the job again. Pulled the trans out, took it back to the remanufacturing transmission shop, and trying to get them to see if they can get the brand new unit fixed. Got Tim Martin's 5.9 with a melted piston. We have my other buddies, LBZ Duramax. It is needing a pinion seal. I need to go, or pinion flange. The flange has a seal on it. It will not fit in the shop because it's so tall, so we're having to do it here in the driveway. Getting that fixed up. Also going to be putting it's missing like the radiator shroud, fan shroud, all that stuff is missing. So we ordered all that stuff, and we're putting that on. And then my buddy Harley Chester's truck, we just did a trans freshen up on it, put new clutches in it. triple disc converter, billet input shaft, deep pan, rerouted his trans lines, and it's shifting really good. And we're about to send it home. Took it to town this morning, but it's about to go home today. And then obviously my turd, which we will be doing a clutch on very soon. It's just sitting here because I literally have no parking. But the clutch is going out in the 13 Ram 6-speed, so we're gonna be putting a clutch in it soon. So that is what we got going on today. We had another truck here yesterday that went home. We did brakes this morning, guys. I'm getting so busy that we're gonna have to just hire a videographer eventually. Hopefully we can. But I gotta stay busy like this for a while and get to where we can start hiring people, hopefully. And yeah, it's getting crazy. I'm blessed, honestly. You know, I'm trying to stay as positive as I can about the work that we're getting, but we're staying busy, guys. We want to blow this thing up though. We want to get into a bigger shop, get out of the 24x40 single bay, but we are being humble and we are working with what we got. We're thankful we got a nice shop, with a nice lift, air conditioned. You know, could be a lot worse, so we're just trying to stay positive, but realistically with the amount of work, the workload that we have been getting recently, we do need to start thinking about a bigger shop. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into the rest of this video. There's a ton of rambling. I just want to bring you guys up to speed on everything that's going on in the background. I feel like there's so much I don't tell you guys. All right, guys, I was able to locate a solenoid pack, so I went ahead and I want to pull the valve body out to verify that there's no springs sticking out the side of it or anything crazy before I buy this part, because we'd be looking at bigger issues if that was the case. But anyways, so to start with, I put the truck on the lift, got it all secured, safety jacks, and dropped the pan. This is an ATS unit. Looks pretty old, but it has been rebuilt by ATS at some point. So we'll pull the filter and then drop the valve body down. There's only certain bolts that hold the valve body up. It's not every single little torque screw. It's more or less just the 8s around the outside. I think they're 8s or 10s around the outside. There's a connector on that side we'll need to unplug. And looking over here at the pan, there's really not a lot of junk in there, so that's a good sign. It's not like this thing's burning up a bunch of clutch material. That's pretty normal the way this looks. So I truly do think we just had a solenoid pack failure. So we'll go get a new filter and new solenoid pack. And yeah, but first let's clean up a spot for our valve body to lay over here on the table while we change it, and we'll drop the solenoid pack out. All right, guys, got the valve body pulled out. Like I said, just pull those bolts out. Not all the little small ones, there's just a bunch around the outside that you got to get out. Make sure you don't drop any debris down into the transmission. And got the valve body sitting over here. And this is what we're going to be changing. I got to run to town and grab one though, is the solenoid pack itself. So we got to go get one. We're going to come back, get it swapped, fill the truck up with fresh transmission fluid, and go from there, see where we're at with everything. Body pulled out and taken apart. So here's the old solenoid pack. Once you get the valve body out, you basically have to remove however many of the bolts is on the back side of the plate that holds the valve body all together, because those bolts go through the bottom side and hold this solenoid pack in there just like that. Now this is what the valve body looks like with the new solenoid pack installed. So now you just need to be careful. Make sure you line, this is your gear selector, make sure you line that up and you put it back in the valve body, throw a new filter on it, and we will put the pan back on, lower it down on the ground, clear all the codes, and see if the truck will go into first gear instead of resulting straight to fourth gear. We're also going to clean the pan out before we stick it back on. It's pretty clean, but we'll throw it in the parts washer real quick, get it cleaned up. All right, guys, we are about to take it for a spin and see if we took care of our issue. Let's take this thing down the road. Gonna do a quick learn real quick, and basically do that on any scanner, Tech 2 scanner. You'll go to the transmission settings and just do a quick learn. It basically makes you run it through the gears with the brake pressed. We've been sitting here letting it run, letting it get a little warm, and just constantly checking our fluid over and over again. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and interrupt the video to talk about the product we use to do all of the clearing the check engine lights, doing the quick learn, and basically cleaning the check engine lights again on the truck once we got everything taken care of on our repair today. So today's video is sponsored by Topdon. This is the Arctic Diag 500S. You can pick these up, very affordable. I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you guys are doing, at-home repair. doing repairs for other people. These are a nice, affordable starter scanner that you guys could get to be able to do repairs, check engine lights. This thing will do quite a bit. It's a little different on how everything works to your traditional scanners. Better well-known brands. It's a little harder to navigate, but I do think that it is a very good product for the money. And like I said, links gonna be in the description, as well as Topdog's other products. So with that out of the way, let's get back to the video. All right guys, so far so good. We're gonna be easy on it so the transmission can relearn since we have a new solenoid pack. Probably wanna put at least 200 miles on it. We'll reset the trip before he really gets on it hard. But yeah, it's shifting as it should. There we go, going through all the gears. Throwing rocks out of the tires. It's got a freaking big set of wheels on it. It looks like it has an ABS light on. I think that was a rear wheel speed sensor. TPS lights on. Guys, I'm sitting here like going crazy driving this truck right now. There was a kid's toy in the back that kept going off, and I was like, am I hearing voices? Am I really going nuts? But it's just a kid's toy. So come back to the house, check the fluid once again, and yeah, I think we may run over to Derek's today. Have a couple things I want to show you guys over there. Maybe an update on a second gen. So I'm going to shoot him a call and see if we can come over and check out the truck, get an update on it, and yeah. All right guys, we made it over here to Derek's house, and last time we showed his second gen, it was in a lot different of a state, but I want to bring you guys up to speed on everything that he has done to it. So right off the bat, if you can try and remember, why don't you walk us through what all you've done? Obviously the cab is put on the truck now. Anything else you can think of, because last time the cab wasn't on it, just the engine set in it.
I don't think the engine was set in, was it?
I think the engine was set in, or maybe we were just putting the engine in. I know I came over that one day and we messed with it a little bit.
Well, I got all the suspension put together, tranny, transfer casing, brake lines ran. Just really trying to button a bunch of small stuff up before we start the wiring.
Before you start throwing the wiring on it. So looks like you got an S300 on there. Still waiting on a fuel system for it.
Yeah.
Have you decided the injectors yet?
They're gonna be 200s. 200
overs. And then
I got to figure some power steering lines out because
yeah.
03 power steering pump.
2003 power steering pump. So guys, there's definitely some stuff that is going to have to be messed with a little bit, because obviously this is a engine that you would find in like 03 to 05 trucks, and he is putting it in this 99. So you have a painless wiring kit.
Yeah, I got a painless wiring kit.
Why don't we do that? Why don't we go through all of the parts that we have laid out? Can we start over here maybe? Start with that. Is this right here going to be your transfer? Is that your fuel pump right there?
Yeah, the fuel.
That's the fuel
pumps.
That's the fuel pumps.
A lot of parts I got are on.
A lot of them are installed already. So this is the painless harness, and this will run the engine basically in whatever you put it in, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So
good. They're real proud of them too.
Yeah, but the nice thing about it is everything is labeled. You get all this laid out really nice, be able to go through and clean it all up really nice. APPS, this is pretty legit.
Yeah,
what's this here?
Fuse box.
Fuse box. So that is definitely an expensive unit, but will make making this engine run a lot easier than.
Yeah, definitely don't want to cobble up the old wiring harness.
Yeah. So your goal is to basically leave the under, from what I understand he's going to do, this is where the old engine harness plugs into. He's just going to leave all of this on the truck because it will still need some of this for the functions like the headlights and a couple other random things. The transmission, we'll get into that later, but it's going to be full manual. So
this right here might, I've been thinking about it, might have to be plugged in because it doesn't have to be, I guess, but the tach, I don't know how I'm going to get it to work, but the speedometer, the cooling, and the alternator, I want some of my dash to work.
You want your factory dash to work is what you're saying.
Yeah,
so
we might have to hide all that factory wiring somewhere just to run the...
And then just figure out which wires, because it's got to be one of the wires in here go to the gauges.
Yeah.
So,
But that's for a later date. We'll figure it out. It won't be that big of a deal. I
so
don't think.
does this harness have any gauge readout at all on it?
I don't think so, but I've done some research on them, and it's literally
And does
a standalone harness.
Does it have an OBD2 port?
It does, right here.
Okay. So,
No, where is it?
well, I believe you. It's in there. It's got an OBD2
Yeah.
port on it. It's got an ECM. It's
Right
going to
here.
plug into your ECM, so you'll be able to scan the truck.
It's got a check engine light too. There's a little light somewhere.
Well, that's pretty cool, though, really. So, be able to have the factory. So we're going to move along from that. Next thing he's got is the derail trans cooler setup. This is a really nice one that I think if I ever do another remote setup on anything, I'm going to go with this one. It is the actual, like it's actually set up like a radiator rather than the tube style. So I think that alone should keep the trans cool in this thing.
Should.
It should. What's the part number on this guy? So that way, in case anyone wants to get one. Right there. 15960. So that'll be cool for the trans. Got some fluids laid out there. And then move along to the aluminum radiator and fan setup. This is going to be pretty sweet. So you said you got this one on eBay?
Yeah, it was eBay. We'll see how it works.
I've heard of some people having really good luck with eBay stuff, and sometimes you don't. But does it come with any warranty of any type?
It probably does.
It probably does, but all they're going to do is just weld it, and then you're going to have to pay shipping. So we'll just see how it does. If this thing was to have any type of failure at all it would be probably a vibration that would cause it to crack.
Which is very possible.
Which is possible, but hopefully that's not an issue. With the electric fans, I was kind of talking with him on how he wanted to wire those up, but I think you could put them just to a thermostat to where they would come on if you forgot to turn them on. So run it to a thermostat, but then we could also put an override switch on it to where if you're going to be drag racing or something, you can just go ahead and turn them on
That's what I was thinking.
just to kind of get ahead of it. But in case you forget or someone that's driving the truck doesn't know, it'll turn them on automatically.
That probably won't happen.
That probably won't happen. The trans is obviously already installed, but you just went through it. It was a good trans before. You just
I rebuilt it when I was like 16, and with red clutches or whatever, has extra clutches in it. But I tore it apart, and they were perfectly fine. Everything checked out, so I just threw it back together with a triple disc, and so I built flex plate, built input, built output. Intermediate is not built, but I put a
which sometimes that's a good idea, though. I mean,
yeah, for sure. It has a power-driven diesel, full manual valve body in it now, and it's got a deep pan. That really matters.
so you are going to be running full manual valve body. Do you have a shifter for that?
Yeah, dude, I got the. Oh, where is it? Right here. Yeah, man. I got this one, and then I got a plate here. It's pretty cool. Where is it?
You got some nice switches here too.
Yeah, I got this little
Oh, that's cool.
doodad for my overdrive and lockup.
Those are cool, and then you got the buttons for those down here.
Yeah, they're proud of these two. This right here is $150.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be clean though.
Yeah, it should be pretty clean. Yeah, those good in there. I got Extreme Duty push rods. They're just chilling in here.
You got a little switch panel. Is this gonna go on the truck?
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
Those are some nice switches. They feel pretty solid.
Depending on
Looks like they've got an indicator on them too.
yeah, light right there.
Yeah, those are cool.
Depending on how the truck has to start, if I can start off the key or a switch panel, I might get a little different switch panel for it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Which, I mean, I think making it start off the key will be okay. I don't think that'd be too hard, but you may want to still use that for some of the other.
yeah,
I mean, making it start off the key, all you're really gonna have to do is just find your starter signal wire, but
yeah.
it would definitely be cool to have a switch panel for the fans, fuel pump, whatever else you want, so.
Yeah, if anybody has a good used 12 mil CP3 or some good injectors, that'd be nice.
So yeah, you guys heard it right there. If anyone has a set of known good, if you had flow sheets, that'd be nice. Known good set of early common rail, early 5.9 injectors, or CP3. Leave a comment down below if they're a known good set and we feel like they'd be worth buying. Derek could probably buy them off of you.
Fine, for sure.
We could set up a PayPal transaction, whatever we need to do to get them, but he is in need of a fuel system.
I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go ahead and order new.
That's expensive though, dude. Like that's literally the cost of the whole, basically the whole engine build was just as much as the fuel system's gonna be. Well, I don't know.
I got poured and polished head. And
Yeah, what all's done to the motor for anyone that's just stopping by?
it's got 12 valve.
And to start with, it's an early 5.9 engine. 03.
It's got 12 valve rods, ARP mains, ARP rod bolts, and then I got new rings, bearings, all through that. And I got a Hamilton 188 over 220 cam. And then for the head, we just had the exhaust port poured and polished. We got the, what are these, the 625s or those are the good ones?
The 625.
Yeah, they're 625. I forgot what they were. Anyhow, I got 625s, just Snedding turbo manifold off my old engine, just save a little money right now. We're trying to get back on the road. But anyhow, 110 valve springs, heavy duty push rods.
And what do you plan to do? So we already know you're going to do 200 overs and a 12 mil. What do you plan to do turbo wise? Because obviously you're going to be maxing this out. So are you going to stay single?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay single turbo, I'm pretty sure.
So
Right
probably,
now, but you know how stuff changes.
it'll realistically, guys, probably going to be a 400 frame. And I mean, this is a common rail, guys. You could even do twin 400s if you wanted to.
Yeah, I will say these lines, I just bought a full send diesel. They are really nice. Like I've always used the cheapest crap out there.
Yeah.
Put turbos on.
But okay, so these are from Kevin Kubanak over at Full Send. This is his braided line kit. Did you have to put these together? They were already put together.
The feed was, the drain wasn't. Cut it really no.
You had to cut it to length.
Yeah, it cut it length, but it
Yeah.
goes right in there. It's really nice. I like them.
So you'd
probably
buy,
never-
you'd buy again?
Yeah, I'd buy it good.
Guys, I just want to bring you guys up to speed. We are setting up a date to basically come over here. We're gonna get all the guys over here and help we're gonna get all the guys over here to help Derek knock out a lot of stuff on this truck. Doing shifter mount for the full manual. We're going to start helping him lay out some of this wiring and just kind of clean things up. And this right here is the hardest part of it. The last 10%. You know, you got the motor in there, you got everything going back together, but this is gonna be the hardest part, is getting everything buttoned up. And not only that, but getting everything buttoned up clean and where it looks like it's supposed to go there. But so far, so good. This thing really does look like it goes in here, but we will have quite a bit of stuff that still needs to get bolted on there. So without further ado, I'm gonna leave it at that on Derek's truck, but very soon, I would say within the next 2 to 3 videos, we will definitely be out here spending a full day knocking out some work on his 99 with a common rail in it. So, all right guys, hope that information was helpful. So that is how we took care of the code, the P0750 on a 68 Dodge Ram. We now have a 4th gen, this is Devin Scott's 2010 Ram 2500 that we have pulled in. We're gonna do a service on it. Also going to install an AirDog 165 4G and a sump. So without further ado, we're gonna get started on this. I may do a separate video, I may not. It would kind of be a repetitive video at this point, so we'll probably just kind of let this one ride. So without further ado, that's gonna wrap up in this video. Be sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys on the next one.